Season 2 is here. It's time. It's the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Listen, coming up on today's show, you know what? I have missed y'all so much. I'm not doing any guests today. It is all hot topics. And guess what? You know I got to bring my girl, my sister, Janet Parker. She's here on this morning. We're talking about all things. Let's talk about Magic Irvin Johnson and his son. Oh, you didn't hear about that story? Plus also about marriage. Should we live together before we're married? We're talking about it today. It's happening. It's time. It's the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Coffee cups up. Your pinkies are out. It's time to get lamp.
Here we go. Get lamp. With Jeffrey Lampkin. Everybody get up. Say what? Everybody get up. Come on. Lamp. With Jeffrey Lampkin. Motivation, inspiration, educating new revelation. With Jeffrey Lampkin. Entertainment just for you. Smiling out cause God loves you. Get up, lamp. With Jeffrey Lampkin. Somebody turn the lamp on.
Good morning, and we're back here on the Jeffrey Lampkin Show, Season 2, Episode 1. You know why I'm smiling. I'm super excited. And I'm excited because it's going to be all-day hot topics. There have been so many things that have been happening since we have been gone. And, of course, I've invited the guru of talk herself to be here on this morning. My sister, Janet Parker from Good Day Columbia, Anchor. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm fabulous. I'm so glad you're back for another season.
I'm excited, too. And we're matching and blending in colors.
That.
And it wasn't planned. That makes me excited.
Kindred spirits.
Exactly.
That's all.
Talking about kindred spirits, let's talk this morning. So we've got hot topics. Let's just get right to it. First story I want to talk about is the Florida man. So there was a Florida man who won $6 million in the lottery.
That's a lot
of money. That's my line. That's a lot of
a lot
money.
of money.
So he won $6 million, and he wrote a check for $600,000 to his church.
10%.
Now, of course, right, 10%.
10%.
You know, those of us in faith would understand it's 10% of his tithes. However, the pastor refused to take the check, stating that he does not condone nor take assets from gambling or anything of that nature. So there are other pastors who have come out and said that that money could have been used for kingdom building. So the $10 million question, the $6 million question becomes, was that a right move? In your opinion?
In my opinion, what Jeffrey Lampkin would say. In my opinion, for him as a pastor, was it a right move? Yes. For him as a leader of his congregation in his church, maybe not. Does that make sense?
Right.
So maybe on a personal note, just because of his strong faith, and, you know, I know of a lot of churches, and that's not, you know, the belief. You have faith.
Right.
My thing is, how do you know that money already coming in, how do you know that's not coming from sources that are from places that you don't condone?
That's my point exactly. My thing is, when they come and pay their tithes and offering on Sunday, you don't know whether they made that. They could be tips from Magic City. We don't know.
Or being paid under the table for a job. I mean, they could have a job that's under the table.
And so it could be dirty money. But I remember, I know there's like somewhere in the Bible where it says like the wealth of the wicked will be stored up for, you know, like the good, for the good for people. So I guess my question becomes, I don't know. The question, I guess for me, is it because he knew that the money came from the lottery that he couldn't accept it? And you know, my pastors and my minister friends and my Sunday school teachers out there, I know everyone's in their house probably talking about this right now. But what do you do? Because the reality is that we'll be quick to quote, what the devil meant for bad, God turned around and worked it for my good. Well, this is a situation where you have this amount of money where we have people who don't have food, don't have clothes. Should he have maybe advised the member, how about you take this money and help this person or that person?
Or say, you know, make that, like you're saying, like make it a check out to a member. And I mean, if that member chooses to use it still for the good of the church, the church doesn't have to feel bad about accepting it.
But speaking of which, now let's go with something for a moment. Because you know, church people, we're funny at times. And I'm going to say we, but we're funny at times. And this is why. Because do you remember back here recently when the man from Sumter won the millions of dollars? He's won twice. Like one time he won 10 million and he won 20, and he actually gave a lot of money to Morris College, which is an educational institution that is supported and ran by the Baptists,
by the church.
By the church. So if the church doesn't take tithe money, should the church have taken his money? Y'all follow what I'm saying? I know I'm getting technical,
and then again,
but
can't you just bless the money? Can't you just pray over the money? And I mean, it's going to be used for good now.
Exactly. We want to know. We're just trying to figure this thing out.
I know y'all are talking about it.
Clearly, y'all probably talking about us right now. But we're just trying to figure it out. We want to know, was the money, because now I don't, do you play the lottery?
No.
I don't play the lottery either. However, if someone comes to you and they won the lottery, are you going to turn them away?
Hey, Coco got payments. My car, there are car
payments. I was
payments.
just saying, who is Coco?
Coco's my car. Coco's my car.
I thought Coco was a bag or perfume.
What did Martin say? I got bills. I'm just saying,
that we gotta pay. I guess that's what we're trying to figure out. Is it because the pastor knew that the money was coming from a dirty place, or what we consider maybe a filthy place? Because I know sometimes, like they say, if someone comes to you, let's say if a alcoholic comes to you and says, "Hey Janet, can I have $20?" If they just ask you for $20, then fine. But if they say, "Hey, let me get $20 so I can go get something to drink," and you give them the $20, you're enabling and condoning their sin. So I wonder, would that be the same situation almost? I don't know. But speaking of money, I know who they could give that money to.
Dion.
Come on, somebody. This morning I wake up. Yes. Before she put on her makeup, somebody clearly needed to say a little prayer for Dionne Warwick. So, of course, the story with Dionne Warwick, they're saying that Dionne, 72 years old, of course. Right. And when you're at the age of 72, you're supposed to be just enjoying life. I think about my aunts and my mom and all of them. It's Golden Girls age. It is. So is there time to, like, they run and go to JCPenney's. They like trips to JCPenney's and then grab a burger from Wendy's and they're happy about their life. I love it. Absolutely love it. But she has a $10.2 million tax debt. And here's my thing, Janet. These artists are out here, they're making this money, all of this money, but yet they're not paying their taxes. And she's saying that she actually has cleared the debt, but that is coming from the fees and the penalties from her all this time stacking up, because the IRS.
So why did she take so long to pay them? You got to pay taxes just like everybody else.
And you had the money.
Pay your taxes.
But here's the thing now. She's saying that she makes $20,950 a month, and she spends $20,940 a month. So Dionne, you making $10 a month? $10. That's what you're living off of? $10 can't even, what does that buy? A bag of Jim Dandy grits and a can of sardines.
Here's my thing though. What type of lifestyle do you need to be upholding at 72? I mean, you don't really need a lot of money.
$20,000 a month is a lot of money to go through.
I don't know.
And I mean, maybe your light bill might be $1,000. I'm not sure. Only thing I don't know.
Whoever her financial guide or advisors were, I mean, I just think this could have been called before now.
Do you think that really brings in, you know how they always say more money, more problems? Do you think that's necessarily the case?
No.
So it's just
because if you know how to manage the money, then you don't have problems.
Manage the money and don't let the money
manage you.
I love it. I absolutely
There you go.
But I think, here's my thing. The only thing I'm going to say about this thing with Dionne, well, I'm going to say two things. But one, I don't understand, Dionne, how you could not see this coming. I'm just a little speechless.
Just saying.
Clearly. But she said that she doesn't have the money, and at this point, she was very involved in Whitney's funeral and the preparations and stuff. I mean, couldn't she call Sissy and ask for
a loan? I'm sorry. I'm not loaning you any money on taxes. You got to pay taxes. Responsibilities.
Clearly. And obviously she didn't keep to her responsibilities, but she was making the money. Because if you have a $10.2 million tax liability, you were making the money. And if you're making $20,000 a month, and that's over $200,000 a year. That's almost $250,000 a year that you're making. Where's your money, Dionne?
Where's the money?
Where's your money?
Show me the money.
That's what the IRS is saying. Right. And if you can't show me the money, you know what you need to do? You need to get away to San Jose. That's all I got to say.
She might be. That might be the next headline.
Clearly, that might be her next wave. So I'm just saying, Dionne, fix your antenna. See it in the future. I don't know. I can't.
Tune in.
Clearly, we are having a great morning this morning here on the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Jeffrey Lampkin, Janet Parker. We're talking all hot topics. When we come back, so we've already talked about the church and the pastor and the tithing and the money and people who don't pay their tithes to the government.
There you go.
Because render unto Caesar. That's what
do. And just do.
That's what the scripture says. Let's keep it right here. We're gonna come back. We got more hot topics, including we're gonna talk about Magic Johnson. Did you hear about that story?
I have.
More to come. Keep it right here. Coffee cups up, pinkies out. It's season 2, episode 1 of the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Good morning.
Jeffrey Lampkin.
Go see Dr. Terrence Tyndall at Jerome & Company. Don't worry, ladies. They carry women's clothing too, so you can look your best every day. For beautiful casual and dress attire for men and ladies, go to the Columbia style leader, Jerome & Company. Cannon & Graves is a proud sponsor of the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Located at 1837 Wilson Road in Newberry, Cannon & Graves has the perfect certified used car for you. Their extensive inventory has something in every price range, and they can get everyone financed, regardless of credit. All cars come with a warranty to give you the peace of mind you deserve. Come see Steve and Reggie and find your new car at Cannon & Graves.
Have you been hurt on the job? Who you hire matters. I'm Holly Atkins, and I served as chairman of the South Carolina Workers' Compensation Commission, and I know how to represent people who've been hurt on the job. At the Atkins Law Firm, we walk our clients through the claims process with knowledge and respect. If you've been hurt on the job, call me, because who you hire matters.
Watch Fox News, brought to you locally by Always Money, where there is always a way.
Jeffrey Lampkin.
And we're back here on the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Listen, coffee cups are up. Your pinkies are out this morning. Season 2. I'm so excited. It's just so good to be back with you all again. I miss them. I miss them very much. I miss my viewers. Clearly, I have missed you all so much. And so much was happening. You ever take a break from something and then everything starts happening and it's like, oh, I need to talk about that. Oh, I need to talk about this.
Try to remember all of it.
Try and remember everything. And that's why I brought my girl, Janet Parker, who you all see every morning, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Good Day Columbia. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Thanks for having me.
I'm glad that you're here.
Always a heated time with Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Oh, it's really about to get heated. Y'all thought we turned up the topics in the first half. We're going to turn them up in the second half. Let's start. You want to start with Magic Johnson's son?
Yeah,
Let's start with Magic Johnson's son. So there's a little bit of controversy that's come out. Of course, you all remember Irvin Magic Johnson, and that's one person that I really actually look up to, and I'm proud of the way that he has continued to live life in spite of making some bad choices. He's acknowledged his mistakes, and he's come out and he's moved forward, and the reality is he's a great father. Right. Well, the story that we're dealing with now actually deals with his son, EJ. Okay, so apparently EJ has come out as a homosexual male. Okay. And he has stated, of course, he's in a relationship. Now, EJ actually has been spotted by TMZ. He walks down with a clutch bag, and fur and everything of that nature. Irvin Magic Johnson's son.
Okay.
And he's homosexual. The question becomes for me and for our viewers out there, because, you know, we're all doing this morning as we're talking. Put your coffee cups down right now. The question becomes, do you think, because, of course, we know that Magic Johnson was diagnosed with HIV. He stated that he had lots of relationships during his time as a professional basketball player. And so the question becomes, do you think that his influences, his lifestyle played a factor as to EJ deciding that he wanted to be homosexual? And not saying that that's the reason, but could it be possible that the things that we do as parents have an influence on our children? What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely they do. I mean, as a child, you see what your parents go through. It's going to shape your mind and mold you one way or another, no matter how much your parents may try to hide you from that. You're going to see it, you know. And this could be his way of saying, okay, I don't want to make the mistakes that my father has, and this is my way. Or this could be his way of getting attention. Or he
the
could
attention
really,
that he wasn't getting as a child?
Maybe. I don't know. But I absolutely think that our parents and relationships have a huge impact on the children.
Do you think
Most
someone,
definitely.
and this is your personal opinion, this is almost one of those Miss America questions.
Oh,
do you think someone
I
is
am not Miss America.
do you think
Clearly.
someone is born gay, or do you think it's a choice? Do you think it's based on influences such as, because I know for a fact, and a lot of times we like to pick and choose the things that we say influence, but I know for a fact that there are people who say, I don't want to get married because I saw what my father did to my mother, or I saw what my mother did to my father, or I saw how much they argued, and I would never put myself in that situation.
Okay.
So if they can do that, as in that retrospect, why wouldn't it be possible that EJ may be like, you know what, I've seen my dad go through woman after woman, because we weren't there. So we don't know what Cookie did, or if she cried, or if she was, spending nights mad, or there had to be some type of confrontations, I'm sure, in the home that the child witnessed. Do you think that played an impact and a factor into him saying, I want to be with men? And it could be.
It could, but I still think we have the choice to have our own lives. I come from a single parent home. I still very much so desire to be married one day, and I saw the struggles that my mom and dad went through. I don't think every man out there is going to be the same type of man my father was. I choose to believe that God has something better for me, and that God has the perfect man for me. So that's just a choice.
Janet Parker, you better choose just like I choose to worship, I choose to believe.
That the same thing that happened with my mom won't happen with me. And I feel like, it's hard because as a child you go through these things, but if you don't have that relationship with Christ, that's just what I believe, you're not going to be able to see that for yourself.
I think it shapes and molds you too. I think you can't pick and choose and say that my actions, your actions, and what you do as a child will play an influence on what your child does and how you act. For example, just think about it. The dishes that we like, the foods that we cook. We do what Mama did. So when Mama cooked that's what we do. Mama will cook Sunday dinner. For example, in my home, I was raised where we have, we don't wash clothes on Sunday.
We don't either.
We don't wash clothes on Sunday. That is not acceptable at all.
We don't
and
either.
I've had roommates that have moved with me sometimes,
and
I tell them straight, we don't wash clothes on Sunday. That's what we don't do. You don't turn on a washing machine on Sunday. But why? Because that's the way we were raised. And that played an influence in us. Even though we now have the choice
to do something different.
We choose not to because of the way that we were raised. So I just wonder how much of an influence that it does play. One more story that I want to talk about. I think we got a little bit more time. One more story I want to talk about. Of course, I'm getting married.
Yes.
You're getting married one day.
One day.
One day you're getting married.
Put that on the end of what you just came in.
One day.
One day.
Listen, so one day, so we're talking about marriage. The question becomes, and I'm going to put the question out, then I'll give you the story.
Okay.
Would you live with your partner before marriage?
No.
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 Okay.
No.
Would you be surprised to know that more women are moving in with their man before marriage? A recent study came out. And between 2006 2010, they said that 48% of women between the ages of 15. Now let's stop right there. Ages of 15. Clearly, whose house you coming out of and living with somebody? But you talk about parenting. 15. That's a pure sign right there. But between the ages of 15 and 44, moved in for the first time with a man who they weren't married to.
No. And I actually had a rant about this on my Facebook page. I don't believe in moving in before marriage. I've seen certain relationships where people have moved in before marriage, and I feel like it gives you a chance to get comfortable where there's really no commitment. And it's funny because my mom and I were talking about this. When our parents got married, our grandparents got married, they knew right away, they got married, they knew this is the person I want to be with and spend the rest of my life with. They got married, moved in together, they were able to grow together. Once you make that commitment to that person and before God, you have a responsibility for that person. You can't just go out and do what you want to do. So in the back of your mind, there's a commitment. I'm indebted to this person. When you're just living together or shacking up, as our parents say.
Shacking, come on somebody. Because my mother clearly stated Lampkin will tell you quick. I just don't approve of that shacking.
You know, yeah, you're with this person, I'm in a relationship with this person, we're exclusive, whatever you want to call it, but at the end of the day, you know you've not made a real commitment to that person, so part of your body is still going to be in the flesh, and you're going to think you can do whatever you want to do.
And in the story that I was
ain't happening with me.
In the story,
I'm just saying.
In the story that I was reading, there was like this couple who they met in law school and everything. Not law school. They met, in law school, and they have been together. They have a child. They've been together 8 years, but they have not been married.
Why?
And then some people, you know, they'll probably get to that point of like, why should we get married?
And that's the thing where it comes the comfort in. You're comfortable. Oh, we don't need that. It's just a piece of paper. And no.
But
no,
you know,
no,
this is
no,
my
no,
thing,
no.
and this is my thing for ladies. Ladies need to have a set of standards. Men need to have a set of standards just across the board.
Very true.
There needs to be a set of standards to say, you know what? I'm going to choose. You can spend time with someone without living with them.
Absolutely.
You can spend ample time with them without living with them. And when you get the right woman in your life, she will demand of your time.
Clearly, she will.
She will demand
of your time.
You know, in some form or fashion, she's going to get the time that she needs if you're not working.
Because if I'm good enough to cohabitate with, then I'm good enough for you to make a commitment.
Right. Here's my thing. And then the excuses, please stop the tired excuses of, you know, well, we can save money or we can do X, Y, and Z. My thing becomes, well, you can save money, but it's not right.
It's not.
And so now here's the catch-22, because I know someone is out there right now. Well, what's the purpose? I mean, if you ain't living together and you're still doing other things and this and that. But to me, living together, shacking, there's no sin that's greater than the other sin. I'm not saying that. However, when you know better, you do better. So to know that I'm not married to you, but we're living and trying to learn.
And you want me to play and pretend and play house. And I was created to make a home, not play house. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
I was created to make a home, not play house.
I need you to go tweet and Facebook that right now. No, Janet, you
ain't nobody got time for that. I'm just saying.
As my friends from Charleston say, I too done. I too done. I was created
to make a home, not play house.
That is going to be my Facebook line of the day.
I mean, the women are here to nurture and to make a home for their family, not to just play house and be there at your expense.
But you know what really gets me about you is the fact that you come from a single parent home. And even coming from a single parent home, you still have that desire to have a standard. It's called having a standard, some type of standard of saying, you know what, this is what I'm not going to do. I know this is a controversial subject. I know y'all are going to email me, tweet me, which is fine. Still email us, because y'all used to email us all the time. The Jeffrey Lampkin Show at gmail.com. Go on Facebook. You can write on my Facebook page. Also follow us on Twitter at Jeffrey Lampkin, at Janet Parker 86.
That's me.
Follow her. That's what we do. Tweet us this morning. We're going to respond to you right before we go to church. But listen, go and learn. The pastor will teach you. Now he won't teach you. Don't you get up in the service this morning talking about, Pastor, I want to know something. You just wait. Go to Bible study. That's what they got it for. But they have those moments where you can learn what the Word of God did. And like you said some powerful things today. It's a choice. You choose. You make a decision. Life is all about decisions. But I feel that, me personally, God honors when you make the right decisions. So even though it may feel good right now for me to live with you, and I'm going to save money right now living with you, what I understand is greater is my reward. If I wait, if I do things the way God does and allow God to truly bless it, greater is going to be my reward in the end. And the beautiful thing, let me also tell you this, for those of you that are living together and you're not married, it's your choice. It's your decision. However, as for Jeffrey doesn't agree with that. And Jeffrey's going to say this: God honors marriage. When did marriage become a bad thing? When did marriage?
That's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole nother story for another day.
As for me and my house,
we shall serve the Lord. We're going to end it right there. You see, the viewers are calling in right now. They are calling in this morning. Call us, tweet us, text us. Janet, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
This has been absolutely wonderful. Listen, keep it right here. Coffee cups up, pinkies out. When we come back, I'm going to close you out with our word of the day. That's what we'll do. Keep it right here. Good morning.
Jeffrey Lampkin.
This truck came out the entrance. It didn't yield the right of way. It tore my truck completely up, and the dashboard fell on my knees. The surgeon told me I had broken my neck. I had to have immediate surgery done. I called Leap Law the next day. Leap Law worked with me personally and took control of the situation. I just had total confidence in them that they were on my side 100%.
Momo's Bistro, now serving lunch Tuesday through Friday from 11:30 to 2, and Sunday brunch from 10:30 to 2:30. Classic Southern food with classic French preparation. Dijon and shallot-encrusted New York strip, fresh seafood over local green salad and vegetables, and so much more. In a comfortable yet elegant setting. Momo's Bistro, 2930 Devine Street.
Wow, what an amazing show. Can you see I'm smiling? I'm smiling because I am so happy. This has been an awesome show. Season 2 back in full effect, and I promise you, we're going to be pulling out all the stops. Because of you, my loyal viewers, my loyal fans, we have been able to come back again and continue to celebrate with you and give you all of the best that we have to offer. I'm feeling fly this morning. Why? You like my jacket? Do you? Look at the back. Look at the back. Right there. Look at it. Bam! Absolutely love it. My sister gave it to me. Shout out to my bestie, Michelle Lampkin Robinson, on this morning. Listen, so we talked a lot in the show today about various things, topics, and one of the recurring themes that I found, which is going to be my word for today, standard. According to Webster's Dictionary, standard is defined as a set of principles structured by an organization as their model or their guide. And so I say, well, you talk about an organization, you are an organization. Yes, you. Jeffrey Lampkin, I'm an organization. Janet Parker, she's an organization. And you, yes, you, sitting out there looking with me, my loyal viewers, you're an organization as well. And so what you have to do is set your standards and your principles, and you stand strong to them. Now, of course, there are going to be things in your life that are going to influence them, such as your parents, such as your school, your environment. Thus, parents, while we talk about, remember we talked about a 6-year-old that was unfortunately lost his life to the hands of a 4-year-old. But scripture tells us, train up a child in the way that he or she should go, and when he gets old, he won't depart. That's setting a standard so that they'll know what to live by. But then as you get older in life, you're going to make choices and you're going to make decisions to decide the way of life that you're going to live and what you're actually going to do and what you're going to become. So have standards. Ladies, when you're trying to choose a mate, a lifetime mate, have standards, because what you allow a man to do to you is what is going to be the standard for your relationship and for life. If you start it right, it will end right. Men, have a set of standards. Don't allow or accept just anything to come from a woman. Have a set of standards that you go by, and if that woman does not meet those standards, no compromise. Not at all. You're going to have your standards and you're going to stick to it. Listen, it's been a wonderful show. Next week, we're back. Same time, same place. Season 2 is in full effect. Coffee cups, they're up. Pinkies are out. It's church time and you've been lamped. Get ready, go to church. It's time. It's been the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Have a great day, everyone. See you next week.
Jeffrey Lampkin. Somebody turn the lamp on.